Yeah, hi team. So we'll just wait for some more time, like 3 minutes, so that others can join. Then we'll start the session. Yeah, hi team. So I think we can go and start the session. Meantime, if others are available, they can join the session. Let me share my screen. So yesterday we have seen that PCS, how we can go and do the PCS thing. Let's just do it. And today we'll see the last topic, so which we left previously when we are covering that FBDI topic, right? So that time we have skip that topic, that callback thing, because we are not having that instance that time. So still we have the instance, but I don't think that will work. But I can show you the steps that okay, how we can go and you do that callback thing. So let me just go and log into this system. Yeah. So if you see it in the last 3 days before it, we have created that FBDI. And what that FBDI was doing, right? So that FBDI was able to insert the data, right, into our system, right? So that we have seen. But on the completion of this one, right, we need some report and all, right? So how we can go and get those reports and all, right? So what we do for that one, right? We need to create one more integration as a callback integration. So what will happen, right? Once this process will complete, right? So that process will go and start automatically, right? So for that one, right? If you wanted to enable that callback, right? So what we do, right? We need to create a separate integration. So before that one, right? I will just quickly walk through you this one. That okay, what we have done. So in this is our that main supplier FPDI what we have. So in this one, we have started. We have downloaded the file from the FTP location. Then we have started the load process into the interface table. And once that load completed, we have loaded that data into the main table. So this is what we are able to achieve in the last session. Now what we'll do, right? Once this process will complete, right? So what will happen, right? When we run this process, right? So some sub process will come. So whatever the log files, anything it will be there, right? So we wanted to receive those things over the email. So what we do for that one, right? We can go and create one more process. So we can go and use this as an application, and we can say callback integration. It means once that process will complete, this integration will start automatically, and it will take those files and it will go and share those files. So we can say B21 OIC supplier callback integration underscore. I will write 69 on 68 only, so that okay, we know both are in sync. B01 B20 OIC, we can say create. So what will happen, right? In this case, right, our ERP connection will be the trigger point, right? Because what will happen, right? Once our ERP connection completed, then only this will go and start here. So what we do, right? We can go and use the ERP connection as a starting point. And here we can say start callback. Any name we can give this as endpoint. So we can say start callback. We can say continue. If you see right here, what will happen, right? We have three events: receive business events, receive callback message upon completion of FBDI, bulk import job submitted via another integration, receive request from ERP cloud application explicitly sent, right? So these are that one which we need from the ERP, but this is the one which we need, right? Callback, right? It means when another integration will complete that job, right? Import job. So it will go and start this one, right? So we can go and use the second option, receive callback, right? And in this one, right, we have to give the same message, same business event. So let it complete. So whatever while doing insertion, right? Which one we have used, right? We have used import supply, right? So same process we have to use here also. Yeah. So if you see, right? So what will happen, right? Download preferences, right? So what we have, right? Please provide your preference for downloading logs based on the overall status of the job, right? So what we need, right? We wanted to see always, right? If you see, we can give specific that okay, if on, if suppose if our failed, right? Then only we wanted to do it. If our import process fails, then only we can get the this download files. If we have only success, then we'll get. We don't need any time, right? Or we can say always, right? So we can use always option, so that okay, whenever it will be think anything, right? Whether it is a correct or whether it is imported successfully or not imported, right? We wanted to see the log file always. Then what we do, right? From here, right, we can go and see our operation. So our is like import supply, right? So we can go and use import supply. Same process we have to use here. So we have selected the import supplier. We can go and check again. So import supplier selected. We can come here. If you see it, please check ERP user roles, right? So it means like ERP user role should be there. Also check if the job is FBDI job or not, right? We have to check the job also. For more details, we can see the troubleshooting section in the ERP adapter, right? So it means these rules are mandatory. If this will not be there, right, then what will happen, right? This will not work. So we can say create and update. We can say continue. Import suppliers, we can do the finish. We can go and change. So we got this one, right? So trigger point we have created. Now what we do, right? We can come here and we can say business identifier. So if you see ERP bulk data, and here at document ID, we can go and map as a identifier. We can go and do the same. What we do, right? So this will download the reports, right? This will give the one, right? So what we do, right here, we can say the notification that okay, whatever the reports we will have, right? So we can go and share those over the email. So we can come here and here we can write pass not at the rate right. So this is what we have. From we can say no reply at the rate oracle.com. Subject we can say FBDA callback files. In the body we can say IT PFLA FBDA callback files. Thanks OIC team. Then in the attachment, right, we can go and see, right? So where we get that one, right? So in this one, right, we'll get those attachments. So if you see, right, we have the ICS file. So this is the file, right? So it will zip whatever the log files we have, right? So all those files it will zip and it will be available here. So we can say this one. So we can say that, okay, we wanted to send this one over email, right? So this is what we have done, right? We have created this one that, okay, we wanted to send this one over email, right? So this is only this much is there in the callback. If you wanted to write any other logic, right? Suppose this files you wanted to place over FTP, you wanted to do something else, right? So we can do that one, right? But this is what we have the callback. So what will happen, right? Once this will completed, right, our main process. So this will go and this will also start automatically once our process complete. So this is what we have from the OIC side, right? How we can create our callback integration. But what are the rules will be required? What are the steps we need to perform to receive this one, right? So for that one, right, what we have, we need to have these things. If you see, right, if you wanted to use a callback integration, right, so these roles should be there to that account, right? So these roles should be there. Integration specialist, attachments user, and then manage this privilege should be there. So what we do, right, how we can create this one, right? So we can come here into our Fusion instance. So this is the instance what we have. For this 20 user, right, I already have done. What we do, right, we can create 19 and we can do perform for that one actually. So let me just sign out from this one. I will log in with the 19. So this is the password what we have. So if you see it in the procurement, if we come, so it has a supplier thing, right? Now we can come to this user and we can say whether this user will have. So if you wanted to check the role, right, where we have to go? We have to go to the tools, and inside the tools, right, we have to go to the security console. So normally this security console, right, will not be available for all the users, right? So either your admin can go and do these steps because only some limited person from the team, right, will have this security console. So this is the security what we have. So we can come to this user. We can write SCM90. Right? So what will happen, right? This is the user what we have. If you see it, this user we can go and check whether it will have those roles or not, right? So if you see it is not having that security console, the integration specialist, right? So this role is not there, integration specialist, right? So we need to go and add this role. So what we do, right? We can just copy this one, integration specialist. We can come here and we can say edit. And we can go and do the add role. We can search here that integration specialist and we can go and add that role. So we need to have this role, right? So we can say add role to the membership. We can say done. Then we can say save and close. So what we have done, right? We have added that integration specialist to this role, right? So if you say integration specialist, so the step one we have done. Now we have to go and attach these two roles, right? So, and this one, right? Manage web service catalog. So this is the privilege what we have. So privilege we cannot go and add directly here. So what we do, right? For that one, we can come here and we can create our custom role here, right? So we can say create role and we will create our custom role. So in this one, right, we can give the name as FBDI callback role. So I will write here B21 SCM19, right? So for this one, right, we are creating. So I will create one role here only for this user, right? So I am creating this role. Category we can say here financials, job roles. Then we can say next. So if you say this is the page where we can go and add the privilege. So we can come here and we can add the privilege here. So we can use this one. So this is a privilege what we have. Manage web services catalog, right? Manage web services catalog. We can say add privilege to the role. And say, so it got added. Now we can say next. Next. So here now what we do, right? We can go and add the role. So which role we need to have, right? So this attachments user, right? So we can say attachments user. So attachments user role is there. We can go and add this one. So what this will do, right? It will, because of this role only, right, we'll able to get those files, right? So UCM application role, right? So this is there for those attachments to get that one, right? So we can attach this one. Cancel. Now we can say next. We can say next. And we can, where we wanted to attach this one role, right? So we can say we can use our SCM19. So to this role, we wanted to assign this one. So we can say OK, cancel. We can say next and save and close. So what we have done, right? We have created our custom role and that role we have assigned to that user, right? So if you come and see now again to this user, SCM19. If you see it, the one we have created our custom role. So that came here. If you see B21 SCM VDI callback role, right? So this is the thing which we need from the Fusion. We can say done. Now suppose sometimes, right, this information will take some time to sync. So what we do, right, we can wait or we can go and run one process which will do this sync. So we have in the Fusion LDAP process, so which will sync all the rules and everything of the users. So we can come here, schedule no process. We can say LDAP. So this is LDAP send LDAP pending changes. So we can do this one. We can say OK. Okay. And submit. So this will sync all the new rules and everything to the user, right? So we'll able to do those things here. So it will start process, right? Sending LDAP request. So it will take some time and it will complete all the process, right? So this is the step one we need from the Fusion, right? Second is like, if suppose our process will complete, right? How our Fusion know that, okay, I have to integrate, I have to start that process, right? Because in this one, right, first this integration will complete, right? Then this thing will happen into the Fusion, right? So once it will complete into the Fusion, right? How our OLC will know that, okay, I have to start this callback process, right? Or how our Fusion know that, okay, the integration is available into this one, right? So we need to configure that as a CSV key, right? So what we have to do, right? We have to go open this instance. We have to open the SOA Composer slash SOA slash Composer, right? That means whatever the same instance we have, right? We have to use the same instance, and after that one, right, we have to append this SOA Composer, right? So we can come, we can open the SOA Composer, and here we need to go and configure the CSV key. So CSV key, CSF key is what? Credentials Store Framework, right? So that we will go and configure here. Let it just open. Yeah. So if you see it, this is the SOA Composer page came here. So here what we do, right? We can come here and we can go and add the security. So we can click into this manage security here. We can click into this one, and this is the place where we can go and configure. So CSF key we can put username, then password and confirm password. So username is like OIC username we have to give. Password is like OIC password we have to give. Confirm password also, right? We have to give the password only. But what is the CSF key, right? How we can get this CSF key? So CSF key is nothing but like that we'll get from the OIC. So what it will do, right? We have to come into this one and we have to click into this about section. So this is the all the about section of the this instance will get, right? So what is the CSF key? It will be, right? So CSF key will be identity domain and service instance. So we can copy this much identity domain and we can go and put that here, right? So there should be no space in the beginning. So this is what we have, right? So this is our CSF key. After this one, what will happen, right? We have to copy this instance name, service instance. We can copy this one and that we need to go. And there should be no space in between. So there is no space at the end. And here also there is no space, right? So this is our CSF key, right? So service instance and instance name. So this is a CSF key. Then here what we have to do, right? We have to give the username and password of the instance. So what we have the username and password, right? So this is our username, right? So we can give this as a username. Then what is the password, right? So this will be our password. We can give this password, right? So this is how we can go and give that here. And then we can say register, right? So this will become our CSF key. I will not do here. First, we'll do the testing through that SCM21. We'll see if that will working or not. Right. So these two steps are required to make that CSF and the callback integration to work. Right. So let us come back here. So we have done that steps. We can see here this LDAP process completed or not. So this is got completed. Now we can come and we can run this integration. So currently, if you see it in the connections, we have the 20 user SCM20 only. So this is our ERP connection. So we are using SCM20 account. So we'll go and see. Let me open that in SAP. Login. So in the FPDA, right, we already have this file, right? So we can go and run the same files again. We'll see whether it will come or not. And we can open our content server also. And if you want, right, our callback integration should be work, right? So both the integration should be in the active, right? So this is a one which will run. So this is already active. So we have to go and make this also as active. We can activate this also. Refresh. Now we can go and run our main integration. Say run. We have here all these informations. So this is the file what we have. So this is a batch. You can go and share that batch will be there at the end. Yeah, this is the batch what we have. So this is the corresponding file. You can say edit with notepad. So this is what we have. So we can go and use this file only. Read. We can copy the full name of the file. So we can just source file name is this one. Source directory. And then batch. So this is our batch what we have. Now we can go and run this one. So it got started. We can come to the manage process. We can see here. So it is still in progress. It's not started here yet. Okay, so it will not show here because we are logged in with the 19 account, right? So you have to go to the 20 account and it will go and show there. If you see it here, it shows it has got completed. We can come and check here. Schedule process. If you see it, import supply, right? So import supply also got completed. And this is what we have right here. 78709, right? So these are the IDs what we have. If you 700 and 704, right? So 704 is our import supplier and 700 is this one, right? So it means our process got completed here, correct? Now we can go and check this content server. So if you see right here, this is a, okay, these are the old files. We can refresh this one here. So if you see right, so this is the file what we got, right? 700 import work data employees, right? So this is the file which we will get. So this file, right, it will be generated only when we have that attachment user role, right? So when we have that role, then only this file will come. So this file came right here. Now what we do, right, we can come, we can go to the track instances, we can go and close this one. So our that callback integration, right, not got started because this is a public instance what we have. So because of that one, right, it will not work. But what will happen, right, if suppose everything was correct, right? So what will happen, right? This callback integration would have started automatically here on the completion of this one. And over email, right, what will happen, right? We will receive this file, right? So this file we will receive over email in that case, right? So this is how we can go and do our callback integrations, and we have to. So in this file, right, what will happen, right? Each and everything will be available. That okay, which are the supply records got imported, which records are not imported. So all the informations it will be available into this folder. If you see right, all the log message, right, 700, 701, 702, right? So if you come and see here, 700, 701, 702. So the log of this one it will come, and then whatever the file we have, right? So here we have this file, right? That okay, what records got imported and what records not imported, right? So those informations will get into this one. So if you said failed records will come into this one, that okay, what all the records got failed. So that information will get into that one, and our original file will be available here. So this is how we can go and get the callback integration. So that okay, if something goes wrong, right? If we have uploaded like 100 supplies, right? And out of those only 40 got executed, 60 are into the error, right? So if you wanted to see those 60, right? So those 60 will be available into this one. That okay, these 60 supplies, right, got failed and the record is available here, right? So this is how we can go and use a callback integration. Let me come and see here. We can try one more time. It looks like this security, right, it will not stays because this is a free workspace, right? Public workspace. So multiple team members or like multiple users are working into this one. So this keeps changing here. So let me try one more time. We can about, we can put the CSF key again. There's no space. We have removed the space from here. So identity domain we got, and then we need to get this one, service instance, and we can remove this space. So now there is no space, nothing here. We can give the username. We can say register. So we have registered this CSF key here. We can go and click again here. So the CSF key is showing here. Now let us go and run again the same process. Close. We can say refresh here. We can start the integration again. Run. So load file again got started. It is there. So this is our main file which got imported again. So if you select load file interface completed, it is uploading the process to this one. Import supply got started. If you see right here, we got this one right, 10 and 17. So this is what we have right here, 10 and 17. 10 and 17, right? So this is what we are able to achieve here. Now we can see again here, we have the security. Okay, the page got expired. I think it will go away. Let's see. So this is the issue right in this one what we are at. So if you see it, CSF key gone again. So this will not stay here because this is a public instance. I don't think still again this was working here. Let me remove. So yeah, callback instructor. So if we have the dedicated environment, right? So in that one, what will happen, right? So these CSF keys will be there. So then our whole callback integration will work and that will the file, right, which we will receive over email. So that whole file we will get. So in that one log will also be there and the corresponding file that okay, it will have the two reports, what record got inserted, what records got not inserted. So that list it will contain. So that is all about we have the callback integration. So if anyone has any questions, let me know. We can go and take those questions.
Can you run the callback manually to see what files it is picking?
No, we cannot run manually because it is based on the trigger, right? If you come and see here, it. So the callback, right? In this one, what will happen, right? Our trigger point is our ERP connection. If you go and see here, right? Only run details will get. We cannot go and run this manually. So this will be run automatically once we have that callback, right? So then only this will go and run.
Okay.
So let me see if you can try with the source. Callback. We can put here. Okay. On event, it is a request. So let me put the authentication first here. And in this one, right, what we need to do, right? We need to give the ID here, right? Which document ID it got completed. So we have to come. So this is that ID what we have, right? Which will go and start this one. Let me go and pass this ID. Right request. You can remove other things. No, we cannot run directly from here. Because this will be like on the event, right? The exception or trigger request. Yeah. So this will work automatically on the token and everything it will have. So we cannot run this from here. It will run directly from there only.
So for all callbacks, we need to set up the CSF key.
Yeah, CSF key we need to set up. Only one CSF key only we need to set up. It's not like, because if you see right in the CSF key, what we are doing, right? We are not giving any integration name and all, right? What we are giving here, right? We are just giving the information that, okay, our callback integrations, right, are available into this environment. So only one time we need to configure, and then, right, we can go and use any callbacks and all. It's like we are informing our Fusion environment that, okay, this is a callback or this is the integration where you have to start this callbacks. Then in this one, right, in this environment, whichever integrations will have this as a right trigger part, right? So those go and it will start automatically.
Okay. So that is a separate URL for the SOA CSF key what you have set up.
Yeah, it is just, like in the SOA, like the CSF key which we have to configure, right? So in the SOA composer page we have to do. So it is a Fusion environment only, but this is a navigation where we can go and to configure this CSF key.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, you mentioned today's last class, right?
Right.
So, like, if we have any doubts now while we are practicing, then how we can get some
Yeah,
assistance.
you can just message in the group. If you find any difficulty, right, you can message in the group. So whenever I will be available, I will try to answer that one.
Okay.
So recordings you already have, all the session, everything you will have. So you can just go and do the practice. And these session informations you have, I think, till 6 months. So I will say just please go and do the practice so that, okay, because once you do practice, then only all the concept you will remembered. Otherwise, after some point of time, right, you will forget everything. But if you have done hands-on, right, so you will know that, okay, yeah, we have done like this one.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what. If we
And
have any doubts, then couple of sessions sometime. If you can arrange with
I no, I don't think session we can go and plan, because after this one, right, some other sessions will be happen. But yes, if you have any question, right, you can put into the group, and there I will try to clarify.
Okay. Maybe Sundays or sometime.
Again, I cannot commit that one that we will have or not. So again, that is completely dependent upon that availability of me and that other team member. So again, we can see that one. Well,
Okay.
normally we don't use to take anything like that one. So I cannot commit anything on that part as of now. But yes, over group you will have the support, And if you have any questions related to the instance and all, you can reach out to Komal or you can put into the group. So we have the admin team available there. So they will try to resolve those things as early as possible.
Okay.
Then
This
certification.
versioning and packaging, that I don't think it's completely covered. I think that versioning.
Which one?
Versioning.
Versioning we have completed. Okay, I think you not attended. Okay, so before to that one, right? So this is a certification exam we have, Oracle Cloud Infrastructure 2025 Certified Application Integration Professional. So like if you wanted to get that Oracle Apex certified, right? So this is a certificate what we have. So in this one, right, you can go and see here what all things it will come. So this is that exam. So earlier it used to be the common exam, but recently Oracle has introduced for all the things that okay, it will have the like each year, right? They will started giving new certificates. So earlier we just used to have this code only, but now every year, right? They will give new certification. So 25. So this certification is there for 2025. Next year it will come new certification which will append with the 26. So in the exam, right, it will be 90 minutes exam. Exam price is 20,000. Number of questions will be 50 and the passing score is 68%. So whenever you go and apply for the exam, right, just go and check with the admin team if they have any codes and something. So sometimes Oracle used to run some promotional events and all. So that time with the Oracle partners, right, they used to share some coupon codes and all. So whenever you register, right, just check with the admin team if they have any coupon codes available or not at that time. If they have, they will share with you guys. If not, then you have to pay the full price. Otherwise, like some percentage of the fees, right, the exam price, you will get discounted if any promotional event is going on.
Yeah. So any sample questions?
Sample questions are already uploaded into that the document what we have read, the file location what we have. So in that one, it is already there.
With respect to the exam, not.
Yeah, with respect to the exam only, we have like previously, we have some sample questions there with respect to for this exam only.
Okay.
Okay. So if I'm able to access, so in this one, if you see right, I think in the Oracle Docs folder, application. Yeah, if you see practice questions for certification. So this is some questions we have. So this without answers and with answers. So these are some sample questions we have. So this type of questions, right, you can go and expect in the exam.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. And the question which you asked, right, that versioning. So I think already we have explained, right, that okay, for the migration purpose, right, we can go. So when I was saying explaining these things, right, so that time I was explaining, right, that okay, if you have to export this code, right, suppose in another environment we have to migrate, right. So what we do, right, we can come here and we can export. So this will do that IR file export. It will do, right, IR file it will go and export, right. So what will happen, right? Individual file it will go and export here. Then we can come here. We can do the import here. Right, so import and export we can do. Now suppose whatever integrations we have created into this whole integration, right, we need to migrate all, right. So we have all this integration, right, we have put into the package, right. So we can go to that package. So our one is like B21 OIC. So in this one, if you see, right, we have 74 integrations. So we can go and export this whole and then we can go and import the whole project. So what will happen, right, all integrations whatever we have, right, so all those integrations will be migrated from this environment to another environment. So this is how we can go and do this one. When suppose this code is already running, right, and we wanted to create a new version, right. So clone we are already doing till now, right, that okay we can do. Same way we have the version also, right. So if suppose some requirement change came, right, we wanted to have this version also and we wanted to use the old version also, so that okay at any point of time, right, if someone will say that okay no we don't need the new changes, can we go back to the older version only, right. So that time, right, we can make all the versions here. So for example, right, I will create a new version of this one, right. So we can say create new version. So what will happen, right? This is our 1.0.0, right? So this will create 1.00.001, right? So we can go and use any number here. So normally we used to have this as a major, minor and patch. So if you are fixing any issues and all, we can go and use this one. If you are making some minor changes, we can go and use this one. If you are making major changes, right? So we can go and use. So this is completely up to us. It completely depend upon the project that, okay, what is the pattern we have to use, right? So we can use this also, or we can say here, maybe we can say 1.1, or we can say here 2, right? So we can say 2 point, right? And we can say here create version, right? So what we are, right? So this is the version we got. So what will happen, right? Same code is there, right? But what will happen? New version. So going forward, right? Team will use this version. So same integration, same everything, but we'll use this one. Now suppose, because in the normal when we do the project development, right, it happens sometime, right? We can get some requirement, then that requirement will not work as expected, so we can say that, okay, no, we need that previous requirement only, right? So we can go and get the previous requirement back, right? So like this one, we can go and do this one.
Okay. So we need to disable the second one.
Yes, at a time, right, only one we need to do. If it is a major one, right, we can have, like, if you see, right, I can activate this also. If you see, right, activate. So when it is a major version, right, we can have the multiple versions. If you see, right, multiple active version also will have, but the customer has to use the version 2.0. But suppose if we do the minor changes, right, so that time we can go and have only one. For example, I will create this version and I will create the minor version. We can say create version again, right? So what will happen, right? This is 2.0. If I will go and activate this one, so if you see, right, activating this integration, right, will disable this integration, correct? So when we are using the minor, right, so that time we need to have only one active. If you see, right, I will activate this one, refresh. So if you say 2.0 become deactivated, right? So in the case of minor, right, it will go and have the, it will go and automatically do. But when we do the major version, right, so that time we can have two active versions. But we have to say the customer that, okay, going forward, use this one. Because what will happen, right? The URL, right, the endpoint, it will go and change with the version. So any questions, any other questions if we have?
Now, HCM data loader, is it part of this course?
No, HCM data loader is not part of that. But it is the same thing only, right? Whatever we do, like how we are doing that FBDI, right? Same way we have to do that HDL also. So in that also, right, we have to prepare the zip file. We have to load the zip file. So there dot that file will be there. So we have to upload that file and then we just have to start that process. So that would be more simpler compared to this FBDI. I think I will have some here. If I will have, I will share that. Like I can explain the code. So I think yes, we have this one, right? So if you see, right, in this one, right, it is very straightforward. We have to get the file from that FPDI, like from that file from that FTP server, and then we just have to start that HCM connection. So in the HCM, right, we have one process. We can say next. So import bulk data using HDL. So we just have to start that one. So like how we are into the into the FPDI, right? We are doing that. Okay, we have to first run the interface tables, right? Then we have to start the main table, right? In the HDL, right, or in the HCM, it's not like that one. Just take that file and just start this process. Once this process will start, right, it will complete and it will load the file. So in the HCM, right, we don't have this interface concepts and all. It would be straightforward into the case of HDL.
Yeah. Okay.
Any other questions if we have? Okay, so if no question, then I think we can wrap up. Thank you all for the wonderful session. I hope I was able to teach you some new concepts, some new learning, and you guys are able to learn something new. So please go and do the practice, because then only whatever I had taught, right, like you will able to remember those things. And yeah, that's all I think from my end. If anyone has anything to say, it's open, please.
Yeah, thank you so much, Prashant, for all the sessions.
Yeah, thank
Really
you.
learned the new concepts and all. If I get a project, I'll get a chance to implement this.
Yes, and one more thing, right? I am doing the freelancing also. So when you work on the real projects, right, and if you guys need any help and all, right, you can just ping me. We can discuss that one. Like if you need any help from my end, right? So I used to do the freelancing projects also. So if you need any help, please reach out to me.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Yes,
Thank
thank you.
Sure. Thank you.
Mm.
Thank you
Yeah,
all.
thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks for.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.